Last time we killed Madarame and he's in hell or whatever. Who cares? He's done with. He's old news. We got Junia Kaneshiro now, the new target on the horizon.
Yeah, all that stuff you were saying about, the cruelty of crowds and stuff. I gotta say, even despite that, I'm sick of Madarame. Fuck that guy.
He's terrible and we all hate him. But at the same time, it's like, he's gone now. So, he can no longer annoy me with his horribleness.
Meet the third villain? Differ from the second villain?
Hopefully. Oh man, that line right there. You have to get the voters more excited. It's just like, do the writers know anything about like what a speech by a politician is, or like what you would even do to heckle them or anything?
That might be something you might say if you're like, like both of you are like, okay, well, we're all in the same organization, but you know what? I don't think that's a good line. I think that's not exciting. People aren't going to be excited by that. You got to give people more than tax credits. Like, try giving them some money.
That's true. You do have to bribe the voters. That's how the Persona 5 world works. But really, if I was Torinosuke, I would just be like, okay, so what's your plan? Because I've been a failed politician for like 12 years. You got any ideas?
You know what? I'm sick of all these non-bribing politicians. I'm famous for embezzling. You know what? We need more embezzlement.
He does have that gigantic statue of himself made entirely out of dollar bills, which has got to be kind of difficult to get in Japan, you'd think.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway. Yeah, we got a pro wrestler turned politician, Matsushita here.
That could never happen. Yeah. That could never happen. Especially, well, not in the U.S. at least.
No, only in Japan. Well, I'm going to strong style the hell out of this bill. Or something. Well, whatever. I mean, you'd think that if you had friends in high places like this, that Torinosuke would be a little bit better off, but, man, that embezzling charge, and, the way that he had all of the money melted down into, an even larger statue of himself after the second round of embezzling, it's, like, still haunting him to this day.
Well, he's got friends in low places, and sometimes that's more important.
Yes, so I've heard.
It's also good to gamble, I think is what I heard.
No, the gambler in that song died after drinking that guy's whiskey.
Do you think he killed the gambler?
He might have. No, we've definitely debated this before. Something.
Let's focus on Persona.
I don't. We have definitely talked about Kenny Rogers the gambler, and if that was some sort of premeditated murder of a man on a train, of just some random gambler that he found on a train.
Throw gambler off the train.
Yep, it was Danny DeVito singing that song. That was the inspiration for Kenny Rogers there.
I want to do an impression of Danny DeVito, but I would totally fuck it up.
That didn't stop you from doing the Woody Allen impression, though.
Jesus, you keep bringing this up?
You're right. That was the worst Danny DeVito I've ever heard.
Oh man.
Well, I guess I'll give you points for. I'm not going to give you any points for trying. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just there's a limit, man.
Anyway,
I get fundraising, which allows me to ask for more money from demons.
Yeah, well, people in my class are always like bad mouthing me because that was the worst impression I've ever heard.
Like your impression class.
I thought it was Long John Silver.
What? Oh God! I completely forgot about callbacks. You'd think that I would have a better handle on callbacks to my own series.
Yeah, don't commit a callback.
It's been here for 3 days.
I've probably said that way too many times. Like,
it's a good line, to be fair.
Yeah.
Well, anyway. I mean, are we going to be like having a mystery now for Torinosuke on who was the person who fingered him in terms of embezzling that money to build a solid gold yacht to keep all of his many statues after he went back for the third time for embezzling?
No, did they finger him or the statue? Sorry.
No. Hey, you're on the same level as Edmund McMillan, who made a game that was just an excuse to do that pun. Anyway, I remember that because they eventually put an item in Binding of Isaac, which I've been playing lately.
Oh yeah.
So that was a detour, but let's get back to Persona. So Junia Kaneshiro, career criminal. We might have been talking over it last time, but apparently he is seemingly the least sympathetic of any of the characters. No, that's not true at all. But he is seemingly the most likely to be identified as a criminal by the general populace. Is that the best way to put whatever? So hey, maybe we're not going to have like ethical issues this time about actually going after him.
There's about 7 of these villains, right? And they're all like a different deadly sin, or does that make too much sense?
I think so.
I just made that up.
I think that's what they're doing, because it's like Kamoshida was the Tower of Lust, and Madarame was the Museum of Avarice. So maybe, I don't know. 2 does not make a pattern yet. By the way, hey, by going after that very high profile Madarame, artist, we've got 10% more people believing in our existence.
Wow.
A whole 10%.
16.8. That's solid. You can build a career off that. That's enough to get your own Patreon and everything.
Oh, we'll actually be covering that in this episode.
Oh.
Good call, by the way.
Wow, because I haven't seen any of these. Just to be clear, I don't know if that's clear the way we're doing this. I'm Fresh Eyes, and I'm actually, what we do is we actually go through like that. The machine
you can't escape my.
I have to forget everything.
Fresh eyes, they're watching you. They have seen none of your moves. Fresh eyes. Yeah, you're not giving me anything. Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
the franchise, because I wear glasses. That's a.
So I was told that Kishijoji is in fact a new thing added in the Royal for like leveling up your party members. I guess vis-a-vis the whole baton pass, that thing that we saw last time. So anything that we're going to be doing in there is going to be mostly optional type of stuff. But hey, it's new content nonetheless.
Are they gonna?
What?
I'm sorry. Ryuji is really enthusiastic about making a man break down and cry on national television.
He is.
And his main concern seems to be how many women he can get from it.
Does this? You saw the thing with the maid service. Does this surprise you? This is actually a weird thing where it's just like every single time, like this sort of character, the Ryuji type of character. You had Yosuke in Persona 4 and Junpei in Persona 3, and they all are huge horn dogs. I don't know why. It's for some reason a very consistent. I know they're all teenagers, yes, but even more.
This scene is. Do they just? When did they just say, "Oh, holy shit, you're pale"? That's mid scene. That they just like after they've been walking for a nondescript plot. Like, "Oh, hey, holy shit, you're pale." What the fuck?
I just my pupil dilation thing just wore off from the optometrists, I guess. No, they didn't start existing until the main character looked at them.
Maybe they're looking at this nondescript block behind them. They're just like, oh, look at all these buildings. It's all pale. Oh, you look pale too.
Oh, wait a second. I couldn't even tell because you blended in so well with them. Yeah, and of course, Ryuji's summer wear is a red shirt that says "No Mo Rules" on it.
I wonder. Yeah, he's like a cone. He's like a traffic cone.
Yeah,
ironically,
what?
The arbiter of rules in this.
Like. Okay, traffic cones. What does that have to do with no rules? You're gonna have to explain.
The color scheme is the same. That's all.
Red and black.
I mean, against a gray background, yeah. Ryuji is the traffic cone in this scene.
You know what? I didn't give you points before, and somehow you have even less of them now. Well, anyway, Makoto, talking to the principal. I mean, who has been very actually diligent about figuring out who the Phantom Thieves are, and has already, well, basically found us. So it's kind of surprising that it's like she's not just reporting that to him right now. And it's still weird because even up to right now, 40 episodes in, the English version always calls him by his full name, the principal. But the Japanese version has never referred to him as anything more than Headmaster.
Headmaster, okay.
It's Kobayakawa, I think it is. But it's like they've never said that in the Japanese version.
Now, he kind of looks like a poached egg to me.
Yeah, you tried to say that his persona would be Humpty Dumpty, and I said it's supposed to be detectives. I remember that very vividly.
Okay, fair enough. You just can't get over how egg-shaped he is. It's like...
I think in the second episode, the first time we saw this guy, it's like my initial reaction was he's like some sort of weird Muppet, which is not anything like any of the other characters in the game.
He really stands out.
I don't really know the design decision, but here we are. It was and then we were talking about like the Councilhood of Bald Brothers because everybody who's evil is bald. Since apparently this is just going to be a best of episode now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, they've got a picture of Madarame crying on the chalkboard.
And they're also talking about him. And the arrow pointing to him says trash. Kuzu.
Wow, they really don't like plagiarists.
Yes. For high school students.
I believe
number one plagiarism.
In high school, I think it was around the time of that A Million Little Pieces scandal or something.
Oh yeah, James Fry. I remember that.
I remember just like talking about it like one time in English class, and then it was like, oh, did you hear about that? Oh yeah, I did. It was like at Oprah or something. We didn't dwell on
that's
it.
pretty much the entire thing. And then it's like it was supposed to be autobiographical, except he made up a lot.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't even know what. Here's a question. If you lived in a world where the Phantom Thieves were doing this sort of thing, it's like I feel like the way I would look at it would be like how people in comics look at Superman, where it's like everybody knows that Superman lives in the Fortress of Solitude in the North Pole and blah blah blah. It's like, why would you even assume that he has a secret identity in the first place? He's Superman. If he needs the money, he just asks somebody, and he doesn't because he lives in the North Pole. So it's like, what would you do to be suspicious in terms of like magic thieves that steal hearts?
Why did Clark Kent, why did Superman live as Clark Kent after he was Superman also? Like, why did he do that? Why did he go?
Oh, he just really likes that lifestyle.
Oh, okay.
That's actually the entire explanation.
Well, that makes sense.
In the old radio serials, for example, he would actually do a lot more work as Clark Kent, being a reporter than as Superman.
Oh, okay, well, that makes sense. Yeah.
So yeah, they just kind of hauled that through there. Mm-hmm. Well, anyway. But yeah, we were talking before about Kaneshiro, and it's just like, that's going to be career criminal, so it's like, hey, it's no question that this guy is going to be... nobody's going to be questioning him doing bad things. The only real question is how exactly are we going to get there? Mm-hmm. Because as of right now, you remember how previously it was all about just kind of waiting around until people came up and told us what we were supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
Maybe this will be the time where the Phantom Thieves finally become a little bit more proactive, get out there. And they're like, go after this guy. He's a big criminal evil man. Yeah. And they've already kind of set the stage for that by finding out that some of the students... you remember Sakura last time talking about, hey, watch out, it's getting dangerous around Shibuya. And it's like, we're going to find out very, very quickly that apparently there are students getting extorted by what might be a criminal organization. So, yeah, I'm going to get to that point.
I feel this is actually a realistic scene from my high school.
maybe not the part where you get the chalk thrown at your head.
Yeah,
By the
yeah,
way, the English version, I got hit by the chalk, so I don't know what the difference was. Whatever. Let's continue on with the lesson.
So speaking of which, where's your translation on this?
What?
Oh, there was.
Yes, that's what I meant. I didn't get hit in the... I got hit in the English version, so we didn't get a translation for that.
Oh, okay.
For some reason, the two games diverged.
Huh.
Whatever. It's pretty much exactly what you would have expected. The classmates all chewed me out if I got hit. And they're all very impressed. And saying I'm like a ninja and got like godlike dodging skills otherwise. Thanks, Morgana. First thing that you've done that hasn't been in the metaverse here. Consider that part of your payment fulfilled. But anyway, more Yoshizawa. Still haven't done any of... There's a lot of of the new royal content that I haven't done. There's like the challenge, fights, the two new social links, and then there's also another new thing that's going to be coming up pretty soon, which is going around with the wardens of Igor's prison to show them the real world, which for some reason is always something that never appears in the original game, but then appears in the remake version. I don't know. It was the same thing for Persona 3, where Elizabeth didn't become a social link until FES, and actually, did they do that with in Persona 4? I actually don't even think they did. I guess Marie was kind of the equivalent of that. Now, same thing here. Not an actual social link, though. Did I lose you?
No, I don't know what to say.
No, I'm just bored by this.
I am, yes.
Yeah, well, hey, it's a good thing that I was able to double the size of this episode, because otherwise we'd almost be over with this one. I mean, speaking of training regimens, I'm trying to do my own sort of thing while we're still stuck at home here.
Is she going to be a member of the party?
No, you remember I was saying that what happens is she starts to stalk you through the metaverse.
Oh, okay.
But she doesn't actually become part of the group.
Oh, okay. That should be fun.
Let's loudly gossip about her over here. They're literally looking at them.
After they've looked back. I mean, we're looking right at them right now.
Hey, Yoshizawa, you a shit. Anyway, I think the thing that they forgot to mention was it's not just a boyfriend, it's the transfer student. You know, the one that I've heard all those rumors about.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, everybody hates everybody.
People are often wary of me because I'm an honor student. They really don't have
consistency.
I mean, if you get these questions about obscure subjects wrong, then you're a dumbass. Oh, you must not study that much. But if you get them right,
we should stay away from him.
I don't know, Four Eyes. You seem a little bit too smart. Are you sure you're supposed to be here? What do you think?
I don't even wear glasses. Whatever. And that's the reason why you can't contact her all the time. I still don't know why that keeps being... why that's a consistent thing in this particular storyline. That she has a bad phone.
That's a personality trait.
Yeah, it's like being clumsy or something. What?
My phone just doesn't work. I don't know. I guess I'm just depressed.
It's one of those emotion power phones. You know the kind. Shitsurei shimasu. Yeah, I suppose. She doesn't get thrown in jail, though, if she steps out of line, though. And, of course, Mishima is going to be making quite the appearance in this episode. And actually the last episode, too. We'll be seeing a lot of him. That's not what the M in S&M means. Also, I misspelled the.
Okay. Does M stand for Mishima?
Yeah.
Thank you for asking.
I mean, it's like, yeah. So, anyway, we gotta go save Mishima from getting his dick flattened. Which, I'm fine. Well, against his will, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, S&M is sadism and masochism. That's not what M and S is. I think you're thinking of, like, D and S, which is also not really a thing, but at least would be closer. Oh, you didn't include the tilde in the English version? Cowards.
What do you mean by SM? Those are shirt sizes, right? Is that a... So, I guess we learned something about Japan. They apparently have...
Small and medium shirts.
Yeah, exactly. And large, presumably. Because...
I don't know, man. Except for Junia, I don't really know who's going to be wearing those. Because you might not have noticed it last time, but the guy that we're going after is very fat. Yeah.
Okay.
He appeared for like 1 second. And hey, we're switching into English version. I told you we were going to be doing that soon enough.
Wow, that looks so weird. Just like...
I know. It's so much more blocky, which is weird because, you know, the Chinese lettering is meant to be like fitting into a square. There's an actual name for it. I can't remember what it is, though.
Wow, this translation, I think you might actually be better at translating than the official translation.
I don't do the translation. I copy it from the English version.
Wait, what? Really? Like all this time?
I don't know if you're being serious or not.
Kind of overshadow you sometimes, but
I
don't
do.
forget, you're famous.
We can work this out later.
Just make sure you're careful.
What? Oh my god. Anyway. Oh yeah, we don't have the sound on right now, but you did get to hear Morgana's English voice, which is really weird. That's the... I mean, here's the thing. They didn't do like a bad job or anything like casting people for this stuff, but it's still just... we talked about this a couple episodes ago, where it's just uncanny to hear that. I don't even... By the way, I totally ignored this whole thing because I thought you had to go inside the Velvet Room. When they said, oh, we're going to be waiting for you outside the door, they literally mean you got to talk to them outside the door in the real world. Whatever, I'll do it next episode, or not, because I've already got that one almost done.
Nice.
I told you, I've been working on stuff. A lot of exercise, working on my personas, making sure that I actually have a consistent Dead Cell schedule. The usual.
Yeah. Getting coffee every day.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said that with contempt. I don't have any problem with that.
Yeah, why would you? I've earned it.
I cold brew my coffee.
We already talked about this. We did the bit about the bulletproof coffee last time.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna melt cheese into my coffee or whatever.
I'm
and you're
not
all like,
doing-
I don't know, I have cream in my coffee. And I'm like, shut up.
This is my only personality trait. I'm a cold brew guy.
I've seen worse. Well, anyway. This place is a lot more poppin' back in the evening, it seems. The people I'm looking for, of course, are the only ones you can talk to. So yeah, you remember the old man terrorizing people, con artist.
Those people do look very different from the other characters, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we also talked about this last time too. You remember the whole pick out of these characters who is the protagonist and who is an NPC.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
They did give the drunk guy a cherry red blush though, which I do like. That's a nice detailed touch.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even so much that I know about them, but it's people that post on an internet message board know about him, and it's just, you know.
We're talking about the new villain, right? That old man.
Yes.
Okay. It's weird. It feels like people are transitioning out of talking about Madarame, talking about this other villain. We hadn't heard anything about him until now, which is surprising. If he's such an evil guy.
No, it's not that way. This is just a minor guy. And besides, like I was saying, Kichijoji, which I'm in right now, is this is new content. So
Okay.
basically, nothing that happens in here can have anything to do with the main plot line.
Okay, that's fair, yeah.
That's one of those like weird meta things that comes with, adding new content into a game, but yeah.
Yeah, Kichijoji Gaiden.
What?
I said Gaiden.
Well, no, I understand. Anyway. So yeah, go and fight him on a rainy day. Gotcha. Or don't. Whatever. He's probably not that much more difficult. I gotta say, even on challenge mode, it hasn't really been too much more difficult than like past entries in the series. I mean, it did take me like a couple tries to go up against some of the bosses, but even then, it's like 2 tries is not that much.
So you're really only trying this 2 or 3 times in order to beat every boss for the most part?
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad at all. I don't know.
Nice. It's hard to tell because you don't typically show.
You
all
cut
of it.
around it so much.
Yeah.
Things hacked up more than the medium is the montage. Anyway, got the target. Let's go. And by let's go, I mean we're not going to be doing that this episode.
Okay.
Oh, and here you can actually see some of the translations for the things that people have been saying in the bottom right corner.
Oh,
If you're not interested in seeing some of the other things other people talking here. %. That was on like national television. 10%.
I don't accept those people. They don't sound authentic to me.
Yes, no.
Art theft?
They definitely did
Wow.
not sound like the exact sort of people that would be posting on not Twitter.
I'm a phantom thief. You want a coffee? No, that doesn't sound realistic. It sounds like somebody cosplaying. It sounds like somebody just pretended to write that. Like oh, that's not really. I don't know.
No, impossible.
Like you could probably just take current events, just take people's comments and change them. So,
I don't even know what you're talking about in this one.
although I'm sorry, those internet comments seem really fake. We haven't been seeing them, so I don't know.
Well, anyway, Makoto's gonna get harassed by the entire student body. I mean, we do know that the principal is in league with Shido, but I don't really know like what that means. It's not clear just yet. I suppose we'll find out soon enough.
It is so weird to see this in English.
Tragic. Yeah, and again, you're not even hearing the English voice acting.
Well, I didn't hear the original really, so it's not like gonna be too weird. Unless it's actually like just weird choices that they made.
Could have just watched any of the previous episodes. Oh, I don't know.
I know, I'll probably watch this one. I'll probably notice it.
All right.
Undertale-kun?
Name of the main character, Sans Undertale.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I forgot that is going to show up now, isn't it? I mentioned it in a previous episode, but yeah. Well, anyway, it's not the face, it's the legs. Blah blah blah. As it turns out, I don't know that much about crabs.
Well, there's actually a whole thing with crabification. There's a word that means crabification. It's like Latin.
To turn into a crab?
Here's the thing. Crabs have independently been created like 5 times. Like they've been independently evolved in different situations. Like in
yes, convergent evolution.
Yeah, but like
that's the excuse you use when aliens are just people with rubber foreheads.
I'm searching for crabification. It's actually carcinization.
Carson. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
And it was introduced into evolutionary biology by L.A. Boredale, who described it as, quote, one of the many attempts of nature to evolve a crab. Unquote.
This is some real fucked up shit.
Yeah. Crabs are pretty horrifying, I think. Just arthropods.
Yeah, arthropods entirely. They're just...
They're like insects, but they can be indefinitely large.
Don't get me wrong, I do like a crab. They're delicious. But then you think about like spiders, and I'm just like, not as much.
I mean, it makes me think that spiders would probably be delicious too. But
They probably... Okay, let's be honest. All right. This is something that I did touch on during the first time that I played Hollow Knight. They're probably pretty tasty. But at the same time, you know, considering that as of right now, I basically, every time I go in to take a shower, I'm getting attacked by ants.
Oh.
It's like, really got to get those ants out of the shower already, but you know.
You know, here's a disturbing thought. So basically, I wonder how much like that exoskeleton, or you know, like the exoskeleton on like a crab, like the shell. How much of that is similar to like the chitin that you find on the outside of an insect?
I thought it just was chitin. Like it's basically the same thing.
Really?
Like the entire reason why they get so much larger.
Sorry, that's disgusting.
Like the entire reason they get so much larger is because they're just, you know, they're underwater and you don't have gravity and blah blah blah.
Wow. Yeah, that is actually pretty horrifying. Wow.
At least that's what I thought. I don't actually know.
Well, I guess that means insects are less horrifying.
Is it though?
Because the chitin, that's not really that gross. It's just kind of like...
You're not taking a shower with ants every day.
That's true, I'm not.
And I'm like, get out of here, ants, and they won't. There's not even... It's a bathroom. They're not going to find any food in there.
Is there like a hole in the wall or something?
Yeah, I think some of the ceiling around the tub is loose, and they're coming in through the wall.
Oh, yeah. That'll do it.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Like, I've been there.
Well, anyway, yes, so here's another example of, I think this is supposed to be tying it in with the Kaneshiro thing, where it's like, if I was going to take a guess, I would say that his organization is probably supposed to be the ones threatening students around here, but you know, that's the only thing. I don't really know exactly what else it could possibly be where this plot line could go right now. Of course, the idea that it's like Kaneshiro, regardless of how much of a big time criminal he is, it seems weird that he would target high school students. But you know, I told you we're gonna give you a lot of Mishima.
Oh yeah, you did tell me that. By the way, did that subplot where the principal was trying to blackmail that student, is that going anywhere?
Wait, what's up? I don't remember the principal trying to blackmail a student.
Or like really pressuring them to like aid in something.
Oh no, yeah, that's everything with Makoto.
Okay.
It's not actually blackmail. He's just saying that, you know, one, she's the head of the student council principal, and president, whatever it's called. And it's like, you know, hey, appealing to your sense of empathy for your fellow students and everything like that. But also, he's going to write her a letter of recommendation to get into whatever school she wants to. And also saying that it's like, your sister would have solved it faster, because her sister is the person that in the future scenes I'm talking to.
Oh, Mishima.
Everything's connected. I told you we're going to be seeing a lot of Mishima.
You did tell me that, and now you've told me that you've told me that several times.
2 times. What is up with this game and expensive buffets? And I think the really weird thing is that it's like, this is not the same expensive buffet. I think that they modeled a second different expensive buffet. Of the limited amount of scenes they could possibly have, 2 of them have now gone to buffets. Although it might just be the same thing, but at a different angle and with different textures on it.
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
Now that I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, it's true. I do love desserts. And quite frankly, that would probably be the #1 place I would go to for a buffet at just about any time.
By the way, those stars around, those aren't like a social link. That's just how Mishima looks.
Yes?
Kind of bends the, like has some magic stuff. Glitter
Oh,
on.
yeah. The emoting stuff is weird sometimes. I don't know. They just, by the way, here's what I was talking about before with the Patreon thing. There you go.
Crowdfunding is when large numbers of people contribute small numbers to help with your passion project.
I mean, if only it was this simple. Only 5% of people even believe in you.
Isn't it more like 16% now?
Yes, it's true. But, I mean, I would assume that he probably did this before Madarame did his thing. I mean, I would assume you could probably get to this level of social link by the time you did the whole Madarame thing. Wait a minute. I might have been doing something immoral this entire time. Are you planning to declare this as a deductible on your taxes?
Mishima, you have to be more ruthless than this. When you inevitably become a business major, this is going to be something that's obvious to you. So,
Well, yeah, I mean, it's. By the way, I do have some guy to introduce you to if you're thinking about that sort of thing. But aside from that, you'll know him by his solid gold yacht with a fleet of also solid gold Lamborghinis on it. But it's just like the implication here that Mishima would be like putting this on his taxes. I headed up the Phantom Thieves organization and marketing section.
so is this like an LLC? Like they're organizing an LLC?
I would say it's a non-profit, if anything.
Change of Heart LLC.
Well, the Phantom Thieves of Hearts, yes.
Mhm.
LLP.
That's gonna be what their downfall is. Like somebody's gonna look it up. Hey, who's this LLC registered to?
You think you could just do that with like webpage? Like, who's the webmaster of this?
Yeah.
Or
I mean,
just ask Mishima. He seems like he'd just tell you.
I mean, there are ways to hide it, but I just feel like if Mishima is having trouble with the concept of a write-off, like I feel like he's gonna maybe not do that so well.
He is simultaneously extremely competent and extremely incompetent in everything.
Like I feel like he's not using he might be using like a VPN or something.
I would think I don't know.
And what is he talking about? Oh, sorry for dragging you to that expensive buffet for no reason.
I mean, she just felt guilty about it. And also, it's like, Mishima, this is all you do. We know this. Sure is, isn't it? You said that he needs to be more ruthless, but also people were glaring at them. Probably not, but sure. Whatever, man.
I mean, when they went to the buffet last time, people were staring at them.
Yeah, that's true. What am I even saying? Of course they were staring at them. In fact, they were probably loudly insulting them
Yes, they were.
while Mishima and the main character stared at them.
Yeah, I guess this place isn't as fancy as it used to be.
Oh my god, the Persona 5 world is terrible. More English. Oh, I've heard too. So yeah, more. They're not talking about Kaneshiro. They're talking about a guy that we saw once in the second episode of the series and appeared for 5 seconds during the Madarame confession scene last time. But we're finally going to get to see him again. Like the only thing we know about him is that he's a kid detective and that he doesn't like getting conveyor belt sushi. It's like, about time, basically, is what I'm saying.
This is weird. Like, it's like I can't tell if this is really realistic or if it's just really badly written. It's hard to tell. Like, oh yeah, people are talking about that online.
I mean,
it's not like completely
you're right.
out of the question, but no, they're gonna say like people are talking about this on Facebook or something, or people.
Yeah, It's
MySpace.
true.
People were talking about the recent scandal over there on the internet. The Phantom Thieves.
I don't know. I mean, it's like that's another thing. It's like if the Phantom Thieves were real, do you think that people would immediately go to them just being an organization like of people? Like my idea was that they were like harbingers of the divine so far.
Yeah.
It's like aliens, maybe just some sort of basic coercion saying, hey, I bet it's
Government conspiracy or something.
yeah, maybe like a government conspiracy, maybe like, you know, some sort of the highest ranks of people in industry force them into doing this.
Yeah.
Like, what sort of thing would you blackmail a person with when, you know, their confession will have them go to prison?
Yeah.
But it's just like, it's the idea that it's like actually, or, you know, you would at least assume that the organization was more secretive and important people. Like, it wouldn't be a bunch of teenagers.
Also, I feel like this guy is wrong. I'm not like reading closely enough, but I feel like that's a really the things that he's saying are really subjective. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's all very, very relevant, but also, you know, more or less. So I think it's very different from the Japanese version too, because from what I remember, even though I didn't really look at the actual question too much, the answers that you could give were about when something appeared, like what century.
Oh, okay.
So I had just had to get that one wrong.
Oh, so that seems very, very different.
But again, I didn't really even pay all that much attention to the Japanese one because, you know, I want to get a can of Middleman coffee. But anyway. Yeah, boy, she sure did. Like everybody did.
I like that the Phantom Thieves are just like, they never do any work. They just like overhear people talking about exactly what they need.
Or people just walk up to them on the street. I mean, like Nakanohara and that one reporter in the Madarame saga. So they didn't go search those people out. The only person they searched out was Yusuke, and he just refused to do anything.
Well, Nakanohara, they didn't even go talk. Of course.
No, he had to go find them, basically. He had to find them basically twice, first as a shadow and second in the real world.
Listen, you dumb kids.
Listen, you stupid fucking assholes. This is what you need to do. Like, you already have the palace open. Just go. We've known this for 35 episodes.
Well, it was more like 20 episodes.
35 hours then.
Okay, fair enough.
Yep, there's a criminal organization thing. And of course, it's like, Principal does not know anything about this one, comparatively. Presumably, he does know something about, like we still got the whole Black Mask thing going on, and Shido, I assume, being connected to that, and this guy's connected to Shido, so maybe he knows about the metaverse, but it's hard to say.
It's so weird how he's smiling, and then, you know, when you see his close-up, he's just like he's like,
oh, look at like the actual look at the actual like character models versus the like little avatars they get occasionally.
Yeah, that's what
the actual character models look pretty silly sometimes. Sure.
He was so damn happy.
No, it's not. Not in Persona 5, where everything's connected.
I feel like every rumor is true in this game.
That is literally a plot point in Persona 2. That's how Hitler comes back. No, really.
Wow.
Yeah, that game's weird. Well, that 2 games. It's a series.
My expectations.
Innocent sin and eternal punishment. And blah, blah, blah. What do I care? Here, I'll tell you what a bigger target would be. Junia Kaneshiro, a career criminal and head of an organization extorting presumably high school students. Can't just say that now, can we?
I guess it would have to be someone who's the talk of the town.
Or Shido. We could just go after Shido right now, probably. Because we know that's where the game is going. It's not like everything's connected.
If only there was a big target just lying around for us. Are they being sarcastic? I can't tell.
They're gonna go attack a big box store, yeah.
I think the English translator of the game got into the same place that you're in. We're just like, really? You gotta do
I told you we're gonna be seeing Mishima a lot.
Wow.
I don't know why he appeared so much in this one. Well, anyway, even more stuff to do in Mementos, but I'm gonna be kind of stuck in cutscenes for the next episode, I think.
Okay.
Because we got quite a few ones to go with the field trip to the TV studio.
Surprised in the English version, you're like, wow, that's like $500.
500 buckaroonies. Dollary dues. Cashola. Cashish.
Yeah. 500.
Sponduli.
50,000 yen. That's how many went into that statue.
Everybody wants money. That's why they call it money. There's your Danny DeVito callback for the episode.
We're just trying to get through the end of this video.
And we're done now.